Hello Sagittarius, welcome to my channel. Victoria here at Radiant Moon Tarot. This is your July 2022 love reading. If you are currently in a romantic partnership, or if it comes up, thank you, a temporary separation from your person, then this is your reading. If you are single and looking for new love, please stay tuned. I will be putting out separate readings just for you guys. So let's get right into this, Sag. We're going to pull the overall energy for your month ahead first. Okay, so we start out a little bit anxious, a little bit rough, but things do get a little bit better there for us. We do have the Sun coming out. The Sun card is always a good card, no matter which deck that it happens to come out of. But first, let's have a look at the anxiety card here. So there may be something that you're worried about, something that's causing you a little bit of grief or stress. Now, this could just be something inside. Okay, a little bit of inner turmoil. Sometimes we overthink, we overanalyze things, we don't trust. Okay, there may be trust issues that that come into play. Okay, perhaps there's been some issues in your relationship thus far, and this is kind of causing a little bit of angst within you. Okay, so this can be, this reading would cover anyone, though, if you're just starting out, you're just learning about your person, you're moving forward, entering a higher level of commitment, or maybe you're just seeing if that's the case. And then some of you are been with your person for a while. Maybe you've got a temporary separation, or that might be on the horizon for you. You may simply have a situation where you're not spending a lot of time with your person right now, right? So we kind of run the gamut. We've got all kinds of relationships that are at play here for you. Okay, so there may be something external that is causing you some anxiety as well. Okay, so that may be something to work through, right? Sometimes, we can't downplay anxiety. Sometimes it's needless worry. We get ourselves all worked up for nothing. But other times, anxiety is real. I was in a relationship with someone who is extremely anxious all the time. The problem is he never did anything about it. He never helped himself. He never went to counseling. He didn't do anything. All he did was ever dump it on me. And while I am very good usually at helping people through things and whatever, but eventually if someone won't help themselves, then, it's kind of doomed a little bit from there. Okay, so there may be something there that is some real issues that are causing you anxiety. Okay, or there could be something that is just maybe how you are or how your person is, though, as well. Okay, and all we can do if someone is in a high anxiety kind of state is to, give them a little bit of support, but also sometimes give them a bit of space. Maybe sometimes talking through something will help them. Okay, sometimes doing something to take their mind off of something will also help them as well. But there may be some counseling that may be required there for that. Okay, it might be just some fears, worries, maybe something from the past sometimes comes up that influences our present day. Okay, so but you may need to put a plan together, okay, to work through something. All right, no matter what you've got going on, okay, whether you've got some minor issues or some major ones, okay, we do have the strategy card coming out here. So really this is one of making a plan, figuring out what do you want, where do you want to go, what do you want to do. You may need to work on some finer details, okay, in your relationship. So certainly developing a plan for the future. But remember, if we've got a plan for the future, if we've got a strategy, okay, then we need to be a little bit flexible as well, okay? Because sometimes we put a plan together, but sometimes we need to have that foresight to, to kind of change our plans, okay, or course correct along the way, okay? Not everything is black and white. But the strategy energy here, there may be something here that you need to think about, okay? Maybe you're just making plans for a vacation, okay? Maybe wedding plans, okay? Oh man, if you're making some wedding plans, or oof, man, that is a stressful time, isn't it? Okay, but whatever that looks like for you, put a plan in place. Make sure you pay attention to the fine details and then execute that plan and move forward. Okay, so a little bit of a thinker kind of energy with that strategy card. All right, but whatever you've got going on, we do have the Sun making an appearance. Okay, the happiest energy in the entire deck. Okay, so you might need to get a little bit creative. Perhaps, oh, maybe you are making some plans to go on vacation or go on a trip. Okay, and it's still some uncertain times depending on where you are in the world, right? And so sometimes we do need to have a really good plan, a good travel plan. because there's still COVID testing and, you got to cross borders, okay? Or maybe you're trying to figure out, well, okay, if I can't cross the border or something right now, or if I can't go to the destination that I want, maybe I got to do something different. Okay, so you might be trying to get to some sort of tropical destination. Okay, but the Sun card here really is about positivity, optimism for the future. So we're replacing our anxiety with optimism. We're replacing our worries and our stresses and our fears and our doubts with something a little bit more positive. And this all hinges on putting a plan together, figuring out how to work through something. Maybe taking a practical and not emotional approach to your situation may help you out going forward. Okay, so we certainly do have the Sun coming in here. You might even need to be a little bit creative, okay, with that. But the Sun makes things grow. So this is a time for growth, for positive energy, to sort out some issues, to see your future, okay, and to maybe even have some fun, all right, with that Sun energy. So certainly a far cry from where we start out with that anxiety card, right? So Sun is wonderful. Now that Sun card is number one. And ones, of course, can represent new beginnings, a fresh start, or even just maybe starting fresh. Okay, a fresh approach at something there. And, sometimes, maybe even taking back control, the strategy. If you're feeling this anxiety, okay, or if your person is, okay, putting a plan together, okay, developing a strategy can really actually be quite empowering. Okay, so it kind of shifts our focus and gets us down to earth a little bit, right? Taking that calm, cool, practical approach going forward, and it feels like we're doing something, right? Like life isn't spiraling out of control. So we've got the Hanged One coming in here. So this is the energy coming in, all right? And the Hanged One is where that's the Hanged Man energy. So this does represent sacrifice and surrender. So there may be something here that you do need to let go of, worries, fears, doubts. Sometimes we get ourselves worked up for no reason whatsoever, okay? It's just how we're wired. It's just how we're made, all right? So there may be something there that you need to let go. But the Hanged One is also bringing in patience. It's bringing us the energy to take a step back and to look at the big picture. Okay, and we do need that if we're, making some plans, or if we're looking forward, or we're developing a strategy. Okay, we do need to take that step back, have a look at the big picture, see things from someone else's perspective. Not always the easiest thing to do, right? Especially if maybe your person is the one that does suffer from some anxiety. Okay, it's not easy to take a step back and look at things from their point of view, right? Because you really got to get in their head. You really got to get in their emotions, right? But sometimes we get a deeper understanding when we do that. Okay, and when we take the time to do that, right? It's like, how are you really feeling? Okay, but it can actually give us a deeper level of understanding of our person. Okay, so whatever you've got going on here, you may need to really take that step back. Just take your time, have a calm, very patient approach at your relationship. The Hanged One is also, where it feels like we're not doing anything. Okay, it feels like a little bit of stagnation. And, we're not always charging ahead with relationships. We're not always, oh, now I'm going to do this today. I'm going to do this in my relationship today. I'm going to do this, right? Sometimes it's just really the status quo. Okay. And, so this can be that energy where maybe you are just, seeing the potential. You've got the big picture kind of thinking. You're being very patient. You're being very calm in this energy, and maybe you're just enjoying where you're at right about now. We're in July, it's summer. If you're in the northern hemisphere anyway, okay, it's in the summer, the kids are out of school, and maybe you just have time to kind of enjoy where you are and enjoy the moment. Challenge coming in here for you is the Hierophant. Now, the Hierophant as a challenge, okay, this can be, two heavy hitting energies coming in here right away. All right, so when we do have the Hierophant here as a challenge, there may be some family issues, some family values, some traditions that may come to light, okay? Because the Hierophant energy is that Taurus energy, okay? So, this is very much one of tradition. and structure, right? It's a very religious card, okay, but very traditional, like in a box kind of energy, okay? So when we get this, it sometimes can represent family values, traditions, structures, belief systems, okay? And so that can sometimes represent a bit of a challenge for you, right? I mean, if you are planning a wedding, good Lord, you got to make everyone happy. Ugh. Or actually, it always feels like you need to make everyone happy when in actual fact, it's your event. Okay, so the only ones that you need to make happy is you and your person, but quite often we get a little interference coming in there. Okay, so there may be something there where you are trying to make everyone happy and it's just not working. Okay, the Hierophant can certainly represent that higher level of commitment. It is known as the marriage card. Okay, so there may be some issues in regards to that higher level of commitment, taking your relationship to the next level. If you are planning a wedding, right, sometimes have issues around that. Everyone wants their say, everyone wants their way, and so you may actually be contemplating, how can I do things my own way and keep everyone else happy, or keep them off my back at least. Okay, and man, oh man, is that ever stressful. Okay, so maybe you need to put together a little bit of a game plan, a strategy, if you will. Okay, but the Hierophant sometimes is where we need to break away from some sort of conformity, okay, some sort of, tradition or values. And if you think about, traditionally, right, what do? You meet, you go out on dates, you spend time to get to know each other. You say I love yous, okay, you talk about the future, then maybe at some point you get engaged, okay, or maybe you break tradition and you move in together first before being engaged and heading towards the altar, right? Everyone has a different view of a higher level of commitment. So there may be some issues regarding that. Maybe you and your person don't see that, aren't quite on the same page. Maybe someone wants to follow the exact traditional way of doing things, okay, and maybe the other person, whether that's you or your person, someone else has completely different viewpoints and completely different values, and they're like, no, I don't want to get married. I don't need that piece of paper, or I don't believe in getting engaged, or maybe you're just going to rush right into something there too. There may also be some missing information that you've got, okay, with that Hierophant being a little bit of a challenge, okay, because it can quite often represent higher level learning, right? A little bit of ascension there, okay, yes, it can be issues with your relationship ascending to the next level, okay, but there may be some information here that you're missing. There may be a misunderstanding, okay, there may be something that you need to research and that you need to plan in order for you to move forward. Okay, well, this could just be asking questions from your person. This can be getting on the same page, maybe seeing someone's point of view. This can be hashing out things for the future. With the Hierophant and the challenge, you could also be, in a temporary separation from your person as well, and you're trying to figure out how to get things back together there. And that's where that hanged man energy really does come into play, and it really does benefit you, right? To take the step back, everyone calm down a little bit, okay? The best way to get someone to calm down is to tell them to calm down, right? It always works. Ugh. No, not quite so much. Dripping with sarcasm there. Okay, but that hanged man can really kind of be like a little bit of a timeout for some of you. Okay, let's just time out. Let's just both walk away, calm down, and then we'll come back to the table and we will discuss things in a calm, cool, collected manner, such as the King of Swords energy. Blessings headed your way is calm, cool, collected conversation, communication in a mature, respectful way with your person, okay? With you, with your person, all right? The King of Swords is where we speak our truth. We're honest. We get things out in the open. We hash something out. We make a compromise, possibly, okay? We figure out a good plan, a good strategy, all right? Is all about getting that clarity and a sense of purpose. This is where we have a logical way of thinking, okay? Or we are just really trying to get our point across, but in a very, very positive way. So your blessing is in clarity, getting clarity, speaking your truth, being honest, being open, learning. Okay, the King of Swords loves learning new things. Okay. acquiring knowledge. Okay. And so even doing research as well, right? Remember, there may be something here that you're not aware of and that you don't know. Okay. So that all about having that open mind. Okay. And getting that clarity, speaking your truth, and communicating in a very, very positive, calm, cool, collected, mature way with that King of Swords. Okay. So that communication really is the key for you there. But the King of Swords as a blessing can also represent a person who may have some help for you. Okay, they may have some help. Maybe they have some guidance. Maybe they can help you see something. Okay, they have a very positive influence. Maybe someone that gives you some advice. Okay, someone who you go and talk to, could be like a counselor or something, possibly. Especially here with the Hierophant, right? The Hierophant can represent like traditional images like the Pope, okay, with two people in front, okay, but you may be getting some counseling, okay, if you and your person have hit a rough patch, okay, but you're committed to each other, all right, or you want to move forward. Sometimes you can do preemptive couples counseling. Okay, and it's really, it doesn't necessarily mean that there's anything wrong, but sometimes we need to learn how to communicate with our person. Communication can sometimes really make or break a relationship. And so sometimes we go to, say, a couples counselor just to get ahead of something, right? Just to, help us, learn to communicate. How this is what works for me, this is what doesn't work for me, right? In a neutral environment, right? Help us figure out how to tackle arguments before they even happen, right? We all have different ways of doing things. Okay, so so that could certainly be something that maybe exploring for you. Okay, that a little bit of counseling or getting some advice from somebody there. Okay, but it's a blessing for you, so really positive for you. Your advice from Spirit, the Three of Pentacles. Now, this could actually be Spirit telling you that getting some sort of counseling or guidance may certainly help you. Okay, the Three of Pentacles is, another one of those cards where we do quite often have someone giving some information, guidance, and leadership, and then two people learning. Okay, so this could certainly be that information and that advice from Spirit to get some help, to seek some counseling, or to seek a third party, a neutral third party who may be able to listen and provide some enlightenment or guidance to you. Okay, but the Three of Pentacles is also one of teamwork, collaboration, creation. Okay, seeing the potential. Okay, the Three of Pentacles is where we are working towards something. We're starting to see the results. Okay, it's that creation coming to fruition. So this can be Spirit giving you that advice to have a look and see in your relationship how far you've come. Is there potential to still move forward? Okay, what are you seeing so far? Okay, sometimes we want to rush into something. Sometimes we want to just, go for the ride, right? And, just enjoy where we're at. So have a look at what you've created so far and see what the potential holds for you. See what the future may hold for you. You've gotten to a certain point already, and you're seeing your person, or you're seeing your life coming together in a certain way. And if you need to make some changes, then make some changes. Okay, if you need to take a step back and assess your situation, then by all means do that too. If you need to get some advice or guidance, that is available for you as well. But the Three of Pentacles can also be a card of learning. So perhaps here you are going to be doing some research, and maybe you are learning something about your person. This can come via conversation with your person, okay? Or maybe you're, talking to someone, maybe your friend, maybe you're a friend of your person or something like that, or even a friend of yours, okay? There's something here that, maybe you need to acquire a little bit more knowledge. And remember that Hierophant being a challenge, maybe there's some key piece of information that you don't currently have that you need to find, okay? And this is excellent energy for doing that. Your overall outcome, beautiful. Your overall outcome for your month ahead, we have the Ace of Cups. Now, of course, in a love reading, the Ace of Cups is like the holy grail of love and emotions here. And it is one of peace, of love, of happiness, of joy. Your emotional cup is overflowing in the most positive way. Your heart is full. You're seeing the potential. You're righting some wrongs. You're resolving some issues. Okay, it's a very peaceful energy that comes in with the Ace of Cups. It can represent healing. Okay, so there may be something here that is being healed. Okay, certainly a very positive energy, positive vibes. Okay, new beginnings, a fresh start. Okay, even the next level of your relationship, right? This can certainly be you get into the point where maybe someone says that I love you for the first time, or you're just getting things back on track. Here, your heart is open, filled with joy, filled with happiness, and so much potential for you moving forward with that. Oh, nice. The bottom of the deck, we've got the star energy here, that Aquarian energy, success, abundance for you. This brings about balance, calm, healing. Okay, so we start out, remember this anxiety, and then we're getting things back on track. We're getting things together here. That star energy is beautiful. Blessings coming in for you. Miracles happen when the star card comes out to play. Okay, this brings in innovation. It brings in the calm after the storm. Okay, solutions, balance restored. It also brings your dreams and your wishes, but it's a renewal of something here too. So perhaps you have a renewal of faith and hope and trust that you're on the right path. Okay, you're getting things sorted out. A lot of blessings head your way when we get the star energy there. Okay, so certainly super duper positive outlook for your future. I'm just going to get some more information on the rest of these here. Thank you very much. Interesting. We're getting a lot of swords coming out. We do have the Queen of Swords. We've got the Page of Swords. So we have the majority of the sword family coming out here. All right, and let's see, we've got the Four of Cups. Yep, thank you very much. Four of Cups, the Page of Swords, Six of Pentacles, and the Justice card. The bottom of the deck, we've got the Magician. Now, this is where, oh my goodness, look at that too. So I picked up the Star card, right? When we get the Magician and the Star card, very much related to manifestation. We do have the Ace of Cups. The aces are quite often related to manifestations as well. A little bit of luck on your side, okay? And this gives you the resources, the focus that you need to, to really get what you want, okay? The Star is where we wish upon the star, right? And our blessings flow. Your intuition is very much on point, on an all-time high. Your powers of manifestation, okay? With that Magician energy, a lot of magic in the air. And as I picked up the Star card, we have the Magician underneath that. Okay, so kind of in a roundabout way, two magicians, and underneath him I've got the Knight of Swords. So really we do have the whole sword family coming out. Okay, so I think there's a lot of magic in the air for you. I think there's a lot of positive things in the air for you. You may need to really knuckle down and focus on what it is that you want. Okay, your powers of creation, and the Sun, the Star, the Magician coming there, okay, all very, very powerful to you. I think you're attracting the right people. And that's always a reminder when we do get the Magician that we attract what we put out there, okay? Like attracts like, all right? The Star fills us with blessings, hope, and positive energy, maybe in some inspiration, that healing, that status quo, that Magician, all that magic, right? Finding the answers, finding the solutions, okay? But what is it that you want to attract in here, okay? Because that is what is flowing in towards you. All right, but we do have the Queen of Swords coming out with the Hanged Man here. So certainly communication is going to be very much the key for you. Okay, the Queen of Swords is where we get clarity. We're open to someone else's point of view, to what someone else has to say. But the Queen of Swords usually has the guard up as well. So perhaps this is saying with that Hanged Man energy, releasing, okay, surrender and sacrifice, okay? It can be that if you've got your guard up or someone's got their guard up, that you may need to let your guard down just a little bit, okay? A little bit of a guard up is okay, all right? But we sometimes do need to be a little bit more warm and welcoming, all right, for what someone else has to say, okay? But the Queen of Swords is where we are getting some clarity, a sense of purpose. We're trusting ourselves, okay? We're really using our past experiences, our inner wisdom to make our decisions and our choices for the future. But there may be some boundaries that are needed there, okay? Or maybe there are some boundaries up. You need to revisit those in some way. But if you're having some family issues, if you are actually planning a wedding, I mean, we do have a justice card coming out here with the Ace of Cups. Okay, so I think some of you, I think at least somebody out there is trying to get their wedding plans all sorted out, and it's probably causing you all sorts of grief. Okay, it's super positive in the end, but man, oh man, getting there, it feels like an uphill battle sometimes. Okay, so there may be a person coming in here. The Queen of Swords in the upright isn't a bad energy at all, okay, but it can be somebody who is very blunt, okay, very blunt, very honest, okay, and just kind of says whatever pretty much that they want. Okay, so there may be somebody there that you need to be a little bit patient with. Okay, perhaps a family member, someone on the other side. Okay, your in-laws. Okay, sometimes that can come in. Your own parent, maybe. Okay, or a sibling can cause you a little bit of man, oh man. They're always honest. They're always truthful, but they're not always, shall we say, politically correct maybe. Okay, and they can be very opinionated sometimes as well, usually with a reason. Okay, usually based on past experiences. All right, but I think here that communication is very much the key. And don't forget, the blessing for you is the King of Swords, and incoming is the Queen of Swords. So perhaps we're trying to balance out communication here a little bit. Okay, be a combination of taking the lead in our conversations, but also being receptive. Okay, that masculine, feminine, right? That yang energy of go-getter, and that queen energy, that yin energy of receiving and being open. So maybe have some balance that's being restored for you here. Okay, and especially with that star energy, we've got the Justice card there as well, and we also have the Pentacles energy. So if things have been feeling a little bit off track here, I think things are going to kind of line themselves back up a little bit. But challenging you, we do also have the Four of Cups. Okay, so you're not happy with something. Okay, the Four of Cups is an energy where there's a little bit of uncertainty. There may be a little bit of instability somewhere there. Of course, there can be some inner turmoil. We already see that with the anxiety card there. Okay, so your emotions may at some point in the month ahead get the better of you. Okay, and it's really because there's this sense of, I don't know, or I can't see the potential, or I'm missing something. Okay, it can be a big misunderstanding. Okay, it can be that you're not currently seeing the opportunities for improvement or the bright side of life there. Okay, so really engaging with your positive emotions may represent a little bit of a challenge for you. And again, that's where that Hanged Man is coming in there. That's when the communication really is the key for you. Okay, the Star, restoring balance and faith and hope and trust even. Okay, maybe there's some trust issues that are here somewhere. Okay, but we do have all of this other positive energy that's coming in there. So perhaps some sort of emotional issues that you do need to work through. Again, that uncertainty, maybe even self-doubt may come in there with that as well. Okay, or just you gotta get some answers before you can see your future. You can see the potential. But we do have the Page of Swords with that King of Swords. So perhaps you're discovering new ways to communicate with your person. The Page of Swords is a very excited energy, very curious by nature, okay, but also is open to new things, new experiences, new information, a very logical way of thinking with both of these, but maybe you're being a little bit innovative in communication here. Figuring out how we can do things a little bit better or a little bit differently. The pages quite often do bring in some sort of news, and so there may be some sort of information or news that does come to light for you that can help you make a decision or can clear the air through something here as well. But the pages can also represent children as well. Okay, so there may be something to do with children here for you. Okay, but this is a blessing for you. Sometimes, it's funny, sometimes children they have no filter, right? And so it could be that there's some worries here about you and your person. Maybe there's, starting a family, or maybe you've already got children, or your person does, and you're maybe trying to blend them together. You're worried about someone meeting someone else. But with this Page of Swords being in the blessing with the King of Swords, this is very positive energy. Okay, can come in there. Maybe you're talking about starting a family, but again, it's positive energy that's coming in here, so sorting out some things. But the Page of Swords, with that being children, sometimes because children don't really have a filter, they just say what they mean. They just say the first thing that comes to mind, or they state their opinion or something like that, right? They just blurt it right out. Sometimes children can act as an accidental oracle because they're just open and receptive, and they're kind of nonchalant about certain things. So you may have a either young person or a young at heart person that maybe says something a little bit out of the blue, but it may give you a little bit of a pause, and it may actually be like, oh, I never thought of it that way. Okay, so you could have that going on there too, but certainly a lot of positive communication, okay, to kind of get you back on track and get moving a little bit there. But with that advice from Spirit, the Three of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles, okay, there may be some advice or some help that is on the way. The Six of Pentacles, known as in energy a charity, a card of charity. Okay, so perhaps perhaps you do need someone to help you, okay, for something that you're trying to put together here. Okay, maybe someone just gives you some advice or some wisdom. Okay, this is an energy of sharing, right? Sharing knowledge, sharing information. Okay, maybe there's even some financial gain that may come in here. Okay, but when we have this as advice, this is really Spirit reminding you that whatever energy you put out into the universe flows back to you multiplied. Okay, that Magician, very important. Okay, so just remember that, right? When we put out worry, fear, doubts, okay, that's quite often we get things to be worried and fearful and doubtful about, right? So we just want to make sure that we're putting out all the good vibes, okay, and we're trying to find solutions rather than focusing on problems. We always need to focus on the issue, okay, to get an understanding of what our problem currently is, but then we need to look forward and figure out how to resolve that issue or how to overcome and move past that, right? Be a little more solution oriented so that we don't get stuck, right? So that we don't get stuck in some negativity there. But the Six of Pentacles is also about balance as well. Okay, so perhaps there is some if there's some commitment issues that are here, okay, or responsibility sometimes as well, Spirit saying find a way to restore that balance, find a way to get back on the same page, to get back on track, equal level of commitment, okay, equal level of responsibility, especially maybe if someone is, acting like a child. The Page of Swords, okay, the gift is that they step up to the plate and they mature. All right. So you may need to have, again, very important conversations. All right. But balance is key. Now, if you can't find balance, okay, maybe you need to try something new, try something different. Okay. Something, or maybe, again, even ask for help. Okay. Sometimes people need a little bit of help to see someone else's point of view and to see things the way someone else sees and perceives them. Okay, so your overall outcome, though, we do have that Ace of Cups, and we have got the Justice card. So congratulations if you're eloping or getting married or getting engaged. Okay, the Justice card quite often does represent those legalities. Okay, Justice of the Peace, for example. Okay, going to the courthouse and eloping, maybe. All right, signing those wedding papers, those documents. Okay, maybe even, ooh, ouch. Maybe there's a prenuptial agreement somewhere along the way. I just got that message in. Okay, so that can create a little bit of a rift sometimes. Okay, especially if a prenup is something that perhaps you have not discussed before, but it all of a sudden becomes an issue. And we do have, we do sometimes have those financial disparities between couples, or we do have like family inheritances, things like that. So those things can cause a little bit of a rift sometimes. Okay, but I think here, whatever issues that you've got going on, I think you've got resolutions. Okay, you're restoring balance and harmony in your relationship. You're making a very wise and very positive decision, whatever that looks like for you, because we do have that Ace of Cups with the Justice card. Okay, you could be taking your relationship to the next level. You could even be having a fresh start here as well. Okay, Justice card in this deck is number 11. The Ace of Cups is number 1. And we also have the Sun card, which is number 1 there as well. well. So we do have, oh, and we have the Magician there, and we also have him secondary hiding under the Star card. So we do have a lot of ones coming out here for you. What are you wishing for? What are you hoping for? Because you have the ability to make it happen. All right. But you may have some legal documentation that is, or some legal situation, okay, or some contracts to be signed or something like that, that may also play a role in your situation here as well. Okay. Perhaps you've been waiting for someone's divorce to be finalized. Okay, and you might get that, okay, a custody battle to be sorted out, okay, but we can also be entering into that higher level of commitment there, making a good decision, okay, speaking our truth, being honest, and maybe even being legally bound to something there as well, but balance restored, okay, and when we do make a decision, you know, when we have the Justice card, you're making an unbiased, balanced, fair decision for yourself, for the good of yourself, for your relationship, for your person, okay? And you've taken all of the information into consideration before you decide what it is that you want to do. But with all of these ones coming out, a lot of magic in the air. Okay, make a wish, by the way, because we do have 1111 coming out there for you. And if you know that 1111 card, okay, that 1111 energy, go look up the spiritual meaning of that, okay, because there's a few different messages, but beginnings, fresh starts, new energy, okay, improvements, all of those wonderful things, okay, creation coming out there too. So let's leave that there, and let's close out your reading here with a couple last messages here. One more card, please, for people watching. Thank you very much. So let's see what we have. Here's your first one. Healing. Beautiful. Imagine yourself and your beloved surrounded by light. Feel your relationship being healed at this very moment. Beautiful. And again, we do have some healing energy coming out here. Okay. There's your next card. Friendship. Nurture the bonds of friendship within your relationship, and your love life will dramatically improve. Yes, it will. We've got to like the people that we're with, right? You know, I mean, you know, friends first, kind of, sort of, right? If you don't enjoy their company on like a friendship level, right, then, you know, it's not all about passion sometimes, right? Anyways, there's your next card. And we have soulmate. Beautiful. And we do have that King and Queen of Swords coming out there. Okay, so we do have soulmate energy. Your soulmate is already with you in spirit. Believe this, and they will manifest physically. And of course, manifestation. If you are curious, if you're starting out, you're getting to know your person, you're sorting through some things. Yes, this is your soulmate. Okay, and so you know, that it could be a affirmation there for you. Okay, or how should we say, an answer there for you there with that, okay? Soulmates, of course, are not always meant to be around forever. They're always here to teach us something or to open ourselves up, show us aspects of ourselves that we never realized before, okay? And sometimes we hold on to that soulmate for a very long time. So certainly some very positive energy there. And of course, this is your soulmate already here. You have manifested them in. I'm going to leave that here for you. I hope there was something here that resonated with you. If so, please give this video a good old thumbs up by hitting the like button. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I thank you so very much for watching. I hope you have a fabulous month ahead, and I'll see you next time. Bye.